Thanks to our Nevada judges and their wonderful cameras. They were there this morning. Chille Decastro'S trial did not go forward today, February 26, 2024. There was already 3 prior continuances. The judge had ordered no further continuances, but it turns out the police officer could not make it on today's date. So therefore, the judge ordered it to March 19th. Chille appeared remotely via Zoom. Remotely via Zoom is pretty standard fare on all civil matters. Criminal matters are usually quite different. Now, just looking at this from a California perspective, that's really all I can do. Penal Code Section 977 allows a defense attorney to appear on behalf of his client without the client present, not for felonies. But I'll let you hear what the judge said when Chille did not agree with the new scheduling. Continuance was not because of him. So let's watch this nice clip. It's very quick from our Nevada judges. Here I am as a partner. I would encourage everyone to join or contribute to them because what they do costs money. Their video editing skills are miles above.
On behalf of Jose Decastro, Jose Decastro is present on video this morning. Your Honor, I spoke to the state on Friday and I asked to call this matter off.
Just real quick, I'll promise not to interrupt too much. The judge right now is counting out continuances and trying to figure out why this case is still in its roadblocks, because misdemeanor cases aren't supposed to take this long to resolve.
I'm in federal court in about an hour. I got here unfortunately last time when that date was set. If we could please get a new date and also firm this out definitively do that one.
It's going to be in 2 weeks. This has been going on since June of last year.
And Your Honor, if you could just
In your case,
These are the prosecutors right here.
it's the officer requested that it be Tuesday through Thursday.
Prosecutor said the officer requests Tuesday through Thursday.
It's better for him. It could be any day, but
roughly 2 weeks on a Tuesday through Thursday.
My schedule's better on Monday and Friday.
Too bad.
I'm sorry, what did you say, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
I said too bad.
Now, his approach was totally wrong. First of all, he's represented by counsel, so he's not supposed to be blurting out at all. And his attorney would have asked in a much more polite and respectful way. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I conferred with my client and Mondays and Fridays would work better for him. But now that the judge has already heard that the prosecutor needs Tuesday through Thursday, how interesting that Chille now says Monday and Friday, the days that would cause yet another continuance. And his attorney could kind of look at his client and say, you know, it's time that you shut the F up. Remember, I can't swear. My mother watches these videos. Hi, Mom. So she's not going to like the fact that he addressed her directly and addressed her rudely. And then when he says, I'm sorry, I don't hear you, you don't speak to a judge like that. Now, if you want to slap, you know, what she does is she delivers what I call the bench slap. Now, I didn't invent that term, but it's a very funny term.
We're not open on Fridays.
March 19th at 9:30.
And I am available with Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Let's go back to the bench slap because I interrupted.
It's the officer requested that it be Tuesday through Thursday. It's better for him. It could be any day, but
Roughly 2 weeks on a Tuesday through Thursday.
My schedule's better on Monday and Friday.
Too bad.
I'm sorry, what did you say, ma'am? I couldn't hear you.
I said too bad. We're not open on Fridays.
Look at this guy right here. He's silently chuckling, and so is this person as well. His attorney can't laugh at his own client. Bottom line is the judge also, he called her ma'am. So we'll come back on March 19th and see it again. I really can't imagine, but who knows? Another delay. This is definitely very unusual for a misdemeanor case to see the continuance was getting racked up this way. But remember, Chille didn't cause this continuance. So he did get a pass by appearing remotely. I think that because of the vagueness of the statutes, because I think the statutes really are unconstitutional. Again, this is from a California point of view, not a Nevada point of view. And because the statutes are so broadly worded, I mean, they're basically all encompassing statutes. I think even innocent people get swept up in them. I think he'll be convicted, at least on one count, especially in the video where he says he has the underhooks on the cop. I mean, that sounds like about as much resisting as you can get. obstructing and delaying, exaggerating statements. There's just so many different ways they can play this, but we'll see. He's presumed innocent. For those of you watching the video, let's do a little bit of a poll. Since he's being charged with 2 charges, if you think he'll be convicted on just 1 count, put down a 1 in the comment section. Both counts, put down a 2. And if you think he'll walk and get an acquittal, a 3. Remember, no jury, so there's no hung jury situation at all. The judge is the one making the call here. And as I showed you in the last video, there has been no request to preserve his constitutional right to a jury trial. And there was also where he waived his right to a speedy trial under the Nevada revised statutes in a justice court. He was allowed to have his case heard within 30 days. So there's 2 constitutional rights that he waived. Remember in the first video in the press conference that Nevada judges did, he said, you know, you need to protect your rights, you need to preserve your rights.
And you should use your rights completely and fully and never back down from them.
I will applaud him for getting a lawyer, though. Michael Mee is a very experienced defense attorney. We'll see how this goes. As that famous Carol Burnett soap opera, As the Stomach Turns, well, that's where we're at. So we'll touch base again on March 19th.